680's business editor Richard Southern joins us now. Hello, Richard.
Hey, Cynthia. How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good. We were saying around the newsroom, we're all maybe a little bit glum because we haven't seen like the sun in, I don't know, months, it seems like now.
What a long, gloomy spring, but, you know, maybe by the weekend,
yes,
we hope.
And we'll brighten everyone's spirits right now, won't we?
Yes, we will. All right. This topic isn't going to brighten spirits, though. Ontario has had its credit rating downgraded amid the Wynne government's big spending plans. What does this mean for the province? And really, this could not come at a worse time just before an election.
Yeah, certainly will be fodder on the campaign trail, Cynthia. It means that Ontario may be on the hook for more money to service its debt, and that's bad news because last year the province spent $12.5 billion servicing its debt, not paying down the debt, just paying the interest, $12.5 billion.
That's right.
Moody's today, Cynthia, it downgraded the outlook for Ontario's finances to negative from stable in light of the Wynne government's plan to run 6 consecutive multi-billion-dollar deficits. This is not a credit rating downgrade. The credit rating for Ontario remains at AA2, pretty good. It is a warning, though, that there could be a downgrade in the near future. So certainly we'll hear about this, I imagine, from Mr. Doug Ford, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. And when I said this is not good news, I meant for the Liberals. This is great news for Doug Ford's campaign. He will certainly make a lot of it, I'm sure, in the coming days.
Yes.
All right, so the investigation continues into yesterday's deadly engine failure on a Southwest Airlines flight. I mean, what an awful story.
It's kind of everyone's worst nightmare when you're flying in some ways, in many ways.
Horrendous, that poor woman. But what I find shocking, given the horror of that story, that she was, partially went through a window, is investors don't seem concerned, and shares in the airline actually jumped today.
Yeah, they were up 2.8% because Southwest is actually a very interesting business. I mean, look at this. They've never laid anyone off in their 47-year history. They've never once cut an employee's pay. They share profits with the employees. Everyone gets a check of, more than 13% at the end of the year, and 43 straight years of profits. That's unheard of in the airline industry, Cynthia. And they don't charge for check bags. They don't charge for cancellations. This is actually the first fatality they've ever dealt with. So Southwest is kind of the sort of standout company in the airline business. And you got to remember, too, that even though one engine was out for 20 minutes, the plane did land safely. I mean, certainly there was one death, which was terrible, but the plane did land safely. So it shows the safety in air travel these days, that you have a company for 47 years, never had anything like this happen until yesterday.
But they must have a good reputation or goodwill with people who use it, because otherwise you wouldn't think that their stocks would jump.
No, absolutely.
They would, or even at 2%.
Wall Street knows it's not going to deter people. They have a great on-time performance record, good prices and things like that.
Interesting. All right. So the Jays game is being played at the Rogers Centre right now. But as Danielle mentioned earlier, it's not on TV. The game was sold to Facebook and is only going to be available there. Richard, should we be getting used to watching sports on social media?
Maybe, Cynthia. This is what it looks like if you're dialing it up right now. So this is one of 25 MLB games this year that was sold to the social network. 2 of them will be Jays games. No financial terms disclosed, though Bloomberg reports Facebook paid $30 million for this. Why do it? Well, the MLB, they want their product where the most viewer eyes and ad dollars are. Increasingly, that's Facebook, Cynthia. 1.4 billion users, 40 billion in ad revenue last year. Conventional TV, not dead, but it is seeing ad revenue and viewers decline. Facebook's motivation for this, simple. They want users to stay on longer so they see more ads. And what better way to do it than offer up a 3.5-hour plus baseball game.
Right.
So we're seeing more and more sports on Facebook, and that's the way things might be going, I think.
Well, plus people who are on the streetcar or going home, they can watch it on their phone, right?
Sure, and I think Rogers might offer you that option right now anyways, but it's probably going this way.
And I'm going to give a shameless plug for my story tomorrow, which is the use of Facebook on the provincial campaign and how it's going to shape it, and micro-targeting who you want to
We know what
vote.
it did on the U.S. campaign trail, so I look forward to that.
Okay. So another eye-popping report is out looking at how high apartment rents are getting here in Toronto.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. So a bachelor now over $1,600 a month. A 1-bedroom going for almost $2,000 a month on average. A 2-bedroom, $2,600 plus. 3-bedroom at $3,300, and the vacancy rate, Cynthia, remains at 1.6%. So even with these prices, hard to get an apartment.
Tough, really tough. I feel for anybody looking. All right, this one. A new product. This one has me intrigued. It has food lovers very divided, though. Heinz's new Mayo Chup.
What type of name
What's
is that? It's a mixture of ketchup and mayonnaise in one bottle. There's been a huge Twitter response to this. Many say they don't like the name. Maybe ketchup-naise might be better. And some people say the mix of these condiments is sacrilegious, but it is coming to North America. No release date yet for that. Might be good on your French fries, though, Sin.
You know what I think it means? We're too lazy to have two bottles and use two bottles. We just want everything instantaneously.
Exactly. Just give me one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is always fun. Royal baby watch is in full swing. William and Kate's third baby is almost here, and gamblers are rushing to plunk down their money on what the name will be. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, the bookies say it's going to be a girl, and Mary is the favorite name at 3-1, followed by Alice, Victoria, an obvious choice, perhaps, as so is Elizabeth at 12-1.
Right.
Albert and Arthur 14-1. Fred or Frederick at 14-1. We see Alexandra, Grace, James, Philip on the list. The long shot Cynthia Chardonnay at 500-1. Or how about Donald? 1,000-1 shot.
Yes.
You know, we're getting in the mood here. The Queen checked in. She gave some of us titles like Grand Duke Adam Styles. Get the weather wrong, it's off with his head. Viscount Adrian Gabriel couldn't fit the crown on. Too much product on the hair. High King Francis de Souza's on the list, as is Earl Roger Peterson. Duchess, we have Stella Acquisto as well, a baroness. What about us, though, Cynthia? We're on the list as well.
Are we now?
Duchess Cynthia Mulligan and King Richard II Southern, also known as the Mad King. I've kind of gone off the deep end.
I will have you know, I am not a duchess. I am a princess.
You absolutely are. And we will be just rulers, Cynthia.
There you go. There you go. Oh, Richard, always a highlight of my day seeing you. Thanks so much.
See you tomorrow.